a word on JD and the 50th, and Dan captaining the side, maybe.
Yeah, it's true. It's good. Good. Yeah, be very pleased with both. JD's a massive asset. It's probably him and Kitsy, our big name signings, and we're so sad to have him back. He's a big contributor to the team off the field as well. Yeah, so pleased to have him back. That coincides with his 50th is great. Maybe would have preferred that in Cape Town than in Kimberley, but that's great. And then actually we've got an undervalued leader in Dan DOBBO. We haven't had a great culture of empowering. Our captains have tended to be these sort of real tight forwards like Salman and Kitsy right in the front of the action, and we haven't really empowered or had a sort of guy empowered a sort of traditional vice captain in any form. And Dan's he's professional on the field. He knows he's detailed, he's standards-driven defence, knows all our plan. I think that's going to become a real gem as a captain. So it's a very nice experiment for us. Yeah, if he doesn't stay on as a captain, just having the authority that this sort of experience gives him will be good for him going forward. In his role in the team.
Yeah, nice one. Nathan, just 2 questions.
Yeah.
Mike, can I have more than 2 questions this time?
No.
Got a flight to catch, mate.
Okay, cool. Just 3 questions. I promise, just 3 questions. But who is cover forward for Yuri at 10? Was Monday not considered, especially him not making that boss squad?
No, he wasn't released by the Springboks to us. So where Kitsy and DJ were overtly, we got a communication that they were released. Marnie wasn't in that list, so I presume he's staying close to the Springbok squad. So it wasn't in consideration for us.
What's your expectation from your side, especially with URC guys coming in this weekend against Griq?
Yeah, look, on paper, it's probably by far our strongest team of the campaign. But some guys got Ruben and Joseph got a bit of rugby last week, but there's still a lot of sort of really ring rusty guys. So for us, this was always identified when we were meant to be playing a URC game on the 21st. This was always going to be our sort of main friendly. And friendly, you know what I mean, like our main URC prep game. And it's changed a little bit with that postponement of the first round, but the plan was to bring in a lot of the URC players for this, and we knew they'd be very ring rusty. So Dan, Suleiman, Neertlan, JD, Marcel, those guys all haven't played. So against a team that's really a Griq's team is away and really got a lot of cohesion about them. It's tough. It's going to be tough for us, because we're going to expect the name to meet, to sort of the name to deliver a performance. But it's the first time these guys are taking a lot of these guys are taking any contact since Glasgow in the first week of June. So I think we must be measured in our expectation. We want to get through the game, get them to sort of show that they've got a bit of get the contact conditioning out the way. So that's probably our main objective, and just look at big numbers.
Okay, cool. Just a bit of a tough one, Dobbo. There was a podcast where you told the host how to pronounce SACHA'S surname, and you said, quote, remove the M and the N and just Gomezulu, close quote, instead of Ngomezulu. There has been a backlash from the public, especially in society where African names are mispronounced or ignored to pronounce properly. And Dobbo, just on record, I did ask to do an exclusive interview on this, of which I didn't get any feedback. I mean, what are your remarks regarding the mispronunciation of SACHA'S surname?
Well, thank you for asking that. I'm pleased you didn't get the interview. Let me tell you something. They were massacring his name before the show. So I try to make it simple for them based on how SACHA'S own dad had told me to tell people who get his name wrong. So it wasn't me trying to be, like, I'm sure Irish people ask O'Flaherty, is it O'Flaherty or is it O'Flaherty, or any people where to just drop the H and carry on like that. I mean, I think my credentials and my thing and my relationship with SACHA and my knowledge of the languages, no, of course you don't drop the M and N. All I was trying to get was some foreign people to pronounce it vaguely, decently, following exactly the advice of Nick, of SACHA'S father, and cleared with him. So I was trying to be respectful towards the pronunciation of SACHA'S name. Never Nathan, with respect, and those guys who know me and know the court. Would I ever suggest massacring an M and N or pronunciation of an African name or an Afrikaans name or anything? I pride myself on our cultural inclusion. I was irritated at the mispronunciation of SACHA, saying, listen, it's going to make it simple for you, drop the M and the N, because that's exactly what Nick Feinberg does when people mess up SACHA'S name. So apologies for anything, because it was certainly not my intention. My intention was actually obvious. I mean, it would be downright rude, and I understand why people are upset if I was to suggest that like if you say a Flaherty, you have to say, okay, just leave the H. I understand that, and I apologize for that. But my intention was absolutely the opposite, was to try and get them not to stop calling, to stop calling England. You know what I mean? That was what it was about. So sorry about that. I do apologize.
Cool. Thank you for the clarity, Dobbo.
Thanks for asking. I really appreciate it, Nathan, because it's frustrated me that it's come out like that.
Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah. Okay.
Wim is next. Yes, Wim.
Hi, Coach. Hope you're well. You know, just in terms of Ben Jason Dixon seemed to be quite hard on himself after last weekend's test and his performance. Just in terms of you as a coach, you know, sort of giving him the reassurance that maybe he wasn't as bad as he maybe thinks. You know, just what were the conversations held with regard to that?
Yeah, I mean, the conversation with BJ was, look, he came off before half time, but that might have been all part of a plan. You know, it may not have been performance related. You know, there might have been a desire. I'm a party to that, whether everyone wants to get on the field or BJ. But, you know, the conversation to BJ was a simple one. You know, look where you were 3 months ago and look where you are now. I mean, you're a highly respected Springbok, you know, you're starting team All Black. The war you've won, it's incredible. Take it, you know what I mean? If you feel a bit disappointed, that's only one battle. You would have bitten their hands off with this position. You've done so well. And I think he gets that. But, you know, like PJ is one of the most honest guys I know. Probably the most honest player, him and Dad. So, like, he'll come up to me after the session and say, Dobbo, that wasn't your best session, or that wasn't your best drill. He's incredibly honest. But, so, you know, but our conversation with him was around just saying, listen, your achievements are stratospherically exceeded any expectations. So don't get bogged down in what if you feel you let anybody down last week, you know. It's quite funny because those pick and goes on area we've had debate with BJ. It's one of those tough ones because when they come off and he makes a line break and gets offload, it's one of those all on red or black bets, you know. So he's probably beating himself up about that, but that's what you get when you get a high work rate, high impact player like BJ.
Cool. Thanks, Wim. Lastly, we've got Angus. Yes, Angus.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Dobbo. Yeah, I just wanted to check with Dobbo quickly. Looking at the team selection, obviously it's more of a preparation for the first match of the URC. But looking at the Griq guys, we got guys like Zweli Ndaba and Leon Lyons who are involved in Thomas Bursey from Western Province with the loan agreement. Are there any other Griq guys you have an eye on maybe for the Stormers in future? I mean, a guy like Conor Mahoney and you know, and Sako Makata has been quite impressive in a struggling Griq team. Are there any other guys you might have earmarked for the future for the Stormers maybe?
It's such a good question. I almost think it's fun. I mean that nicely because it's yeah. So my computer's spot on. No, we got this collaboration with Griq, which is working outstandingly, and so, yeah, our guys have gone up there, and Willie's. I would suggest Willem Darber's reinvigorating his career. So the other guys that we're going on camp next week. I think Michael make some sort of announcement about that early next week. But a guy like Sako Makata, class outstanding. I love the look of Dylan Mart. Conor Mahoney. Yeah, Conor Mahoney comes from. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. Conor Mahoney from comes from Quebec. I think he's been outstanding the last few games. So obviously our guys up there, but from the guys that they've brought through their pipeline, guys like Sako, Connor, Dylan Mart, Dylan Shobham's already played for us. I think Marco Davitsko looking really nice. But I think you spot on if I was going to say Sako Makata, Dylan Mart. I like Cheba Dlamini because he's a guy who's going to be able to play both sides. But we're going, as soon as the Currie Cup ends, we're definitely going to invite some of those guys down into our system. I think they're some outstanding. I tried Dylan Mart scores against the Sharks and the one against the Griffins, and we've seen Suck the whole season. So you're absolutely spot on. That you'll see some real movement in that area over the next few weeks. So.
Thanks, Dobbo.
Thanks, sir.
Cool. Thanks so much, Dobbo. Safe travels.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks all. Thanks, sir. Thanks, Chip.
All right. Cheers.